Tyler,
Nick.
how are we?
Good.
So I guess now that I'm doing this for university, I guess what's your kind of experience in in the sector of finance and just in general in the corporate workforce?
My work experience.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or professional experience.
both.
Okay.
Give me a bit of both.
Okay. So my background, I've done a few different things. I've worked in the motor insurance industry primarily.
Yeah.
I've done a bit of data analytics, done consultancy on data analytics, as well as consultancy on building chatbots for insurance.
Yeah.
So very much focused around the insurance space within the financial sector. Haven't
Yeah.
really branched out too much from that, but primarily in the insurance. My experience of the financial industry in general is not one that people normally think of in generic terms. People think of investment as the financial
Yeah.
industry, but there's lots of other opportunities. There's lots of different interesting jobs within the financial industry. Overall, I would say, besides the generic, there is lots of opportunities. I suppose I'm just saying that again.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I guess given that you have kind of a mix of both, in a sense, say people who are just starting fresh or they want to get into the industry or just into corporate in general, would you, I guess, give certain kind of different advice to someone who wants to get mainly into investment, analytics, more of like data stuff, and compared to someone who does something like we do, like broking and talking to other people and kind of less numbers crunching, more socializing? Would you agree certain skill sets are better for others, and like how someone could go about what they want to pick in a sense?
Yeah, I think overall, actually getting a job, there's obviously going to be skill sets that are favoured in different departments. Different sort of things look better on different CVs depending on the job that you're applying for and the different requirements for that job. But I will say overall, I've found that there's not really any skills that aren't useful in different spheres. So once you learn data analytics, you'll find whether you move into broking, whether you move into admin support, whether you move into claims, whatever it is, you'll find use for that skill. From a getting the job perspective, I will say you probably need to lean into your strengths. So if you're
Of course.
I will say if you're a people person, lead into that. There's obviously different ways you can overcome your weaknesses. So, if you don't have as strong of a data analytics skill, just to go that route for the point of the conversation, you can always learn tools. You can always go through tutorials. You can always learn different ways of kind of, I suppose, different ways of learning, different avenues.
Yeah.
Just because you don't understand data analytics in one environment doesn't mean you want to understand it in another. So not that it needs to be data analytics, but there might be math skills, there might be finance skills, there might be the people skills. So overall, to get the job, you probably need to determine what job you're applying for and then make sure your skills align. So if it is an insurance, you probably need to understand insurance a little bit.
Of course.
There's so much resources out there online. It's pretty easy to find, and then you can start to answer some basic questions, and that kind of will set you apart for most people. Most people don't really go out of their way to learn about the industry that they're going into.
I think that's a great advice. I think a lot of people that are coming out of uni, they always look for the best jobs. They go online, investment banking, X, Y, Z, and don't actually look at what else is possible. And when they can't get into that, they feel defeated, which I think is a big thing that kind of deters a lot of young people, especially people in my cohort. They're like, I couldn't get into this, creme de la creme kind of finance. Oh no, I'm not good enough to get into anything. So I think that's great advice. I guess, say someone new starting, what are like the 3 main tips you'd give someone that aren't generic? I mean, I've heard, I've recently interviewed someone that gave me networking, internships, and time management. What's something else that you think that people might not think of, or, Or you can build upon that.
No, there's not often advice that isn't obvious, because most of the time people know how to do things well. It's just about being intentional of what they do. But what I will say that maybe isn't as spoken about so much nowadays, with everyone going time management, hustle culture, networking, whatever. It's very inward focused. It's very much like, how do I succeed myself? Whereas I think maybe not so much the three, but I would say probably the most important is being willing to help other people. I think
it's like a team player.
Yeah, I think not even just a team player, even sometimes things that help other individuals rather than helps your team. You never know where people you help will end up. You never know how your network will benefit. You never know how you will benefit from someone. So it kind of ties into all the different things that you mentioned that other people discussed. If you go through like the three typical things of the time management, the networking, the skill set, the whatever you want to call it, there's so many different avenues that you can go. This is how you succeed. But my general viewpoint over the last few years has been, the more you're willing to help people, the more you can actually get from it in the end. It's kind of one of those things where helping people helps yourself. You get support from other people, which facilitates the time management. You're building a network just through people enjoying working with you, through you helping them.
And I guess then finally, I've got two more. I guess, someone, it's their first week, it's their first day, they're not sure how to get in, like they're worried, like I had that when I started. I was stressing, quite young in the industry. What would you tell someone, quick, short, like, focus on this, it will help you, or kind of, I'm sure there's millions of stuff that one can pick, but like.
I think the two things I would probably say, the first one is be aware of how you present yourself, and I don't think you need to overthink it, but I think it's just as simple as make sure you've ironed your shirt or steamed your shirt or whatever you're going to do, just to make sure your shirt looks as nice as you can possibly get it. Make sure you shaved if you shave, trim your beard if you trim, but especially in that first week or two, I think it's super important to just present your best foot forward.
Of course.
Not only for the other people, that you're coming in, but even for yourself. It helps set your own confidence. You feel good about yourself. You just, if you can help build your confidence in any way, I think it's super valuable. And the second point is, don't be afraid of what you don't know. I think when you're in university, the classes can sometimes be great to ask questions and have a conversation, and you can engage with your peers and stuff. But at times, universities, testing and assignment culture can create the expectation that there is a right answer, or that somebody has the exact right answer for this. Whereas often you might be thinking something, someone who's been there 2 years might be thinking the exact same thing. They might not know the answer as well. So don't be afraid to just ask questions, be eager to learn. Don't be arrogant about, I know this, whatever. Have a bit of humility and just go, how do I learn from all the people around me? Because even the people at your level, below you, above you, they have something to teach. And especially in the first 2 weeks, if you can make yourself be seen as someone who's eager to learn, eager to help, I think you set yourself apart.
Perfect. I think that's great advice. And I guess my final thing is a bit of wisdom, just for the younger people. I think everyone here is go to the best school, work hard, study all this. What's like a bit of wisdom where you tell someone, if they're worried, they feel like they're falling behind, or they're like, they don't know what to do, what's something that what would you like, I guess, tell your younger self when you were like in a position of...
I think...
if that makes sense.
No, it's a broad topic, so I think I'll go on what you said of the falling behind, because I think we've created a culture with social media nowadays, and millionaire 21 or millionaire 18 or whatever.
I see them all the time.
Exactly, and I think if you ask most successful people, their journey is not as straight as people like to sell online, or people like to sell when they want you to buy that course.
Definitely, they fail a lot more than we know.
Exactly, and often life is a bit of snakes and ladders. It's up and down, left and right. So you take this opportunity, that didn't work out, or that works out in a different way to what you expect. So be willing to take steps back, be willing to go sideways, be willing to go forward, be willing to feel behind, because there is no behind or ahead. Everyone's got their own life to live, everyone's got their own
journey.
progress to make, and as cheesy as it sounds, like you say, everyone's got their own journey.
Yeah.
But there is no I will be successful by this age or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're willing to
Put in the hard work.
be humble, help people, you'll get success along the way. But it might not be as smooth or as linear as you think it is, or as social media is telling you of you will get your million in 2 years.
Yeah, and I guess that's what makes it worth it, right? That it's that journey to get where you want to go.
Yeah.
That makes it worth it. And if we just got it straight away, we now think when you're not doing the best, you think, if I just got this now, I'd be so much happier.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's the progress. It's seeing yourself improve. It's the kind of the path you take that really gives you the happiness or the satisfaction or whatever the case might be.
It's even to use the context of university. Often the class you battle with the most is the one you're most proud of, or the most.
Yeah, definitely. I would understand it. So many others would.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your insight, and